Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome to the latest Chelsea news update here with me, Chels Daft. And in the video today, we're going to focus on 5 stories in particular, 5 players in particular: Fikayo Tomori, Marcos Alonso, Billy Gilmour, N'Golo Kante, Mason Mount. So, without further ado, we're going to discuss it in detail as we look to build towards Burnley on Sunday. Stay tuned on this channel. There's going to be videos coming out every single day now as we get in amongst it. But let's get cracking. So to Fikayo Tomori, who's signed for AC Milan on loan until the end of the season, which is a deal that plenty of us can't really understand. And the confirmation there's an option to buy for around 26.6 million at the end of the loan arrangement, despite the fact the previous manager saying it would only be a loan. It looks as though that could come into fruition and we could lose Tomori permanently. Tomori made his debut for AC Milan in the Coppa Italia, the derby against Inter, where AC lost 2-1. None of the goals were any fault of his own, by the way. And he's been talking about the move to Italy. He's been talking about the transition of getting to know the language and the culture, and is being helped with the translation, which is good. Obviously, you can imagine he's talking about helping the team as much as possible and doing the best that he can on the pitch. He talked of the same intensity as there is over in England, and he was more than happy to go to Milan, a club with plenty of history and a team that he believes should be challenging for the top of the league out there. He also referred to new signings Mario Mandzukic and, of course, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who's already there, and the fact that going up against the both of them in training on a daily basis will only help improve himself as a centre-back, and he's relishing it and looking forward to it and learning plenty from them. A particular quote interested me towards the end of the article that's featured, and he said, "I've always wanted to try something new. I know there's more to life than the Premier League in England and everything like that. I was ready to go abroad and try something different and to improve myself and develop myself, not only as a footballer, but as a person. I know I'm in the right place to do that and probably one of the best places in the world to do so." He's saying all the right things at the moment as far as Milan are concerned, of being a new arrival. Interesting to see that there's his comments, there's more to life than just the Premier League in England. What is he talking about? Tomori, I'll never understand that situation. We don't know what happened last year with the previous manager. Couldn't find a way back in again this year, so he's gone out on loan. I sincerely hope that Chelsea can bring him back at the end of the season and he can become a part and parcel of Thomas Tuchel's side. Next up is Marcos Alonso, the forgotten man Marcos Alonso. Tuchel's in, clean slate, everyone's got a chance. And it looks as though he's going to be stuck at Chelsea because it's been reported around the media that both Barcelona and Real Madrid have rejected the opportunity to try and sign him in this transfer window. We had seen reports that Atletico Madrid were keen to try and get him, to try and take him on loan for the remainder of the season. We're yet to see if that's going to come to fruition. But as per Thomas Tuchel's press conference yesterday, he's happy. He said he's got 22 players in the squad and he's more than happy with the options that he's got. And just remember, those 22 players does include 3 left backs, but we've only got 5 central midfielders, which is why the numbers level out. But can Marcos Alonso force his way back into the plans of Thomas Tuchel, despite the fact that there's 3 players fighting for the one role, whether that's going to be as a left back or a left wing back? I guess we have to wait and see. Could Marcos Alonso play his way back in? So to Billy Gilmour, and Billy Gilmour is someone that was lauded by the previous manager, somebody that we all know, undoubted talent, an absolute God-given talent, and he played well in the FA Cup at the weekend. Thomas Tuchel's press conference yesterday was interesting for plenty of reasons, and I just want to say he comes across fantastically well. He's quite laid back, he seems quite calm. I mean, you see this demeanour or this portrayal of Thomas Tuchel in the media being someone that falls out with the management and the hierarchy at his clubs. You look at him and he just seems quite laid back, quite relaxed, but that steely determination to do well. And I thought he come across in his press conference great yesterday. When he was talking about Billy Gilmour, it was interesting to see what he said. And he used the so-called sandwich technique, where in business you have positives, negatives, positives. You surround the negative with 2 positives. And that's exactly what Thomas Tuchel did yesterday. He praised Billy Gilmour's understanding of the game. He lauded his positional awareness as well, and his fantastic ability with the ball at his feet, citing the fact that he's got such quick feet that obviously he can understand what's happening, he can play passes and get himself out of trouble. But he did say, he did question whether or not Billy Gilmour can cope with the physicality of the Premier League on a week in, week out basis. And that's something I think that from afar we all probably wonder, due to the size of him. He's not the biggest, he's quite slight in frame. And I wonder if those sort of comments already sort of err on the side of caution, some slight doubt. And we all know that Billy Gilmour wants to be playing football. Could we see Billy Gilmour go out on loan in this window? He wants to play. If he's not going to be given the opportunity, you'd imagine he'll be pushing for it with plenty of takers, including David Moyes over at West Ham. 2 more players featured in his press conference yesterday, and the first one was N'Golo Kante. And a lot of people watched the interview and the press conference from Thomas Tuchel yesterday. And when he referred to N'Golo Kante, he wasn't just someone that could play as a 6, but he could play as a double 6. And initial confusion over what that meant. Does that mean as a box-to-box midfielder? Does it mean as a 2-man midfield? I think it's clear from everyone that has N'Golo Kante in your side, every Chelsea supporter, every Chelsea player, you've got to harness the guy's God-given talent and engine around that pitch. Outstanding, one of the outstanding footballers in the world game, let alone in England. Renowned for his engine, his ability to get across that pitch, to work hard, to win tackles, and just to have a real influence everywhere. And it's clear that that's something that Thomas Tuchel wants to harness. If you play N'Golo Kante sitting in front of the back four in a defensive area in a more disciplined position, you're taking away everything else that comes from N'Golo Kante. Described as the water carrier, as people back in the day did about Didier Deschamps, but Kante's a lot more than that. And it's interesting to see when he talked about the double 6, if it's going to be 2 going forward in a 3-man midfield, or a flat midfield 2, as Kante played at Leicester alongside the forgotten man, Danny Drinkwater. Is that something that Thomas Tuchel will look to evolve, a 4-2-3-1 formation maybe, with Kante and one other? N'Golo Kante is not just your normal defensive-minded midfielder. And another player that was focused on yesterday I just want to talk about today is Mason Mount. There'll be plenty more on the channel tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But Mason Mount was praised by Thomas Tuchel. A lot of people raised eyebrows when he was left out of the team and he was put on the bench against Wolves. The bloke's played virtually every single game this season. So it was a chance for Thomas Tuchel, as he said, to bring in experienced players and take the burden off of Mason Mount's shoulders. He praised and was thankful for the fact that he got Mason Mount in his squad. He praised his personality, his talent, he praised his competitiveness, and the fact that he leaves his heart out on the pitch in every single game, which is something that he wants to harness and utilise going forward. For Mason Mount, that's good to hear. Obviously, a lot of people are saying that the previous manager favoured him in every single game. And I guess as a footballer, you just want to prove yourself, continually improve and improve yourself. And no doubt he's going to do that under Thomas Tuchel. What's going to be interesting to see is Thomas Tuchel's second team selection against Burnley at midday on Sunday. How many changes will there be and what formation will he play, knowing that Burnley play a rigid 4-4-2? It'll be interesting to see. So guys, that's it from me for the news video today. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel. There'll be plenty more coming tomorrow as I look to get these videos out on a daily basis consistently. So let me know what you think about the video in the comments section below. Drop a like on it for me, subscribe to the channel, but make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss when my videos come out. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe and comment. See you all tomorrow.